Hi, welcome to Introduction to IELTS session. Here we will talk about the details of academic and general training IELTS test. Assuming that you don't know much about this test, I'll tell you everything from the scratch. Let's get started. The first thing you need to know about IELTS is the modules that it has. It has a reading module that is about 60 minutes long, a, a writing module that is about 60 minutes long. Then you have a listening module and also a speaking. And you can see the timings here for each module, and we will learn more about them as we proceed in this lecture. There are two modes of this test. One is pen and paper based, the other is computer based. So there are different benefits and different challenges of each mode of exam for many test takers. You can choose based on this information. If you are comfortable with working on computers, if you're well versed with the keyboard and you think I'd rather type than write with a pen on paper, then definitely computer based should be your choice. But if you are more comfortable with reading text on paper or writing with your hands, then pen and paper based test should be the best choice for you. Both of them are identically scored and questions are the same. So it doesn't make a difference like which mode you are taking. You're going to score the same regardless of the mode because checking and difficulty is same for both. The only thing which can make you decide which mode to take is your comfortability with each of the modes. Some benefits of computer-based test. The first thing is in the listening modules, you directly have to write your answers in the computer, so you don't get extra time to it may be a little bit of a challenge for some to directly write answers on the screen as they're listening to a text. I'll tell you more about listening, then you'll have a better idea about what it means. So let's leave it for now. For every module, you will get a scratch pad and a pencil to do your rough work. So whatever you want to plan, whatever you want to jot down to make your answers good, whatever you want to practice when you are maybe doing the reading, speaking, or any other module, you can use a scratch pad for it. There is ease of typing and erasing the text. So you can very easily type and erase. You don't have to rub from an eraser, so which saves time and makes it a little bit more efficient for you to write the answers. Reading section is much more convenient. You can copy paste the words that are tricky, maybe where you might make spelling errors. You can copy paste it from the passage. And the second thing is you have quite good layout of the question and the passage on the screen. So it's quite convenient. I'll tell you more about it when we talk about reading. So stay tuned. This mode of test is recommended for those who are used to computers, like I said in the previous slide. And your results is the best thing about it. Your results will be out within 3 days. Sometimes you get the result the very next day. And within 3 days is their limit. They have to release your scores by the third day of your IELTS from your test. Okay, let's talk about the benefits of pen and paper-based test. So the benefits are the entire test is written from a pencil. Whether you're writing longer essays or 1 or 2 word answers, you always use a pencil. Pens are not allowed. In listening section, you get 10 extra minutes because you have to type down your answers, write down your answers from your question paper to a different answer sheet that they will give you. It is called an OCR sheet. So you get some extra minutes for it. There you can do the spelling check and everything. So kind of a bonus where you can undo your silly errors that you might have made, like the typos or some spelling errors or maybe repetition. You can take care of that when you're doing the transfer of the answers. It's really beneficial for many people. There are benefits of writing with a pencil, obviously, because if you were writing with a pen, you couldn't erase it. But here, no pens are allowed, so pencil can do the trick here. Your answer will always look neat and clean, regardless of how many times you made the mistake. You will get a scratchpad for a rough work here as well. In your question paper, they'll give you some space to do your rough work. And for speaking, you will get a scratchpad where you can plan your answers. Let's talk about the listening module. So the listening module has two things, one question sheet and an audio. So the audio will have the information about the any topic that the questions are based on. So you have to listen to the recording and then you will solve the answers based on whatever you find in the recording. And this will always be relevant. That's the point of this module. So um, after telling you a little bit more information about the listening module, I'll let you see a demo. So first off, let's go through these details and then I shall show you a real listening test. And you can also, if you want, you can also attempt the listening module and I will give you the link as well. If you want, you can just request it and I'll share the link with you. You can attempt it. It's a really fun module to try. Okay. So there will be 4 recordings altogether for this entire listening module that lasts for 30 minutes only. Each recording would be about 3 to 5 minutes long. And for every recording, you will get 10 questions. So if there are 4 recordings, 10 questions each. In total, you will have to solve 40 questions. No, there's no negative marking, so make sure you attempt all the questions, and each question carries 1 mark. Okay, let's see a example. So I took this from the official website of IELTS IDP. You can see it here. So here you have some conversation that will be going on in the audio, and you have some questions based on the conversation that the people are going to have in the audio, and you have to find out what's the missing information here, and you fill it. That's one of the things that you can try. Let's see if you can hear the audio. So right, they have given you some time to prepare yourself for the audio and find out what type of questions you are required to solve. So this time will always be given to you to read the questions, and only then after warning you, like, okay, now the recording is going to start, then the audio will play. So that's instructions, how ease of breaks in between every recording that you get. Okay, and this is how all 4 parts are going to look like. You can also get a map, floor map, where you will have to fill the name of the missing places, like the place that they haven't named, unlabeled places. You will find the names of these locations based on the audio, and you can find which of the option you want to fill. You can just drag and drop the names like this, and that's all you need to do. This is one of the question type. This is called, this is like giving someone maybe giving you a tour of some premise or maybe an overview of any floor map that you have in your question paper. Here it is message information. You have there are some staff responsibilities, and here are the name of people. You have to find out which staff does what. So you listen, you relate, and then you fill. As you move ahead in this test, the difficulty level increases. So, like you must have seen in the slides that it was written conversation and monologues. So it will always be the pattern where you're listening. It starts with a conversation, very easy and nice conversation. A client is talking to a service provider and they want some information that you can fill, you can listen to in the audio and fill the information based on the audio. Next will be a monologue. A monologue is rather a speech or a uh, lecture. So one person keeps speaking. They normally are talking about something that has some interesting topic discussed at length, and then they will give you questions based on the same audio, and you have to find the answers for this from the fill-ups that you have on the screen. So this, they try to increase the difficulty level as you move along from with every part out of the four by increasing the pace of the speaker's uh, voice. So if I am talking really slowly right now, if I am going to enter part four, I might start speaking really fast, right? So that it is a little bit more difficult for you to solve the answers. Or maybe I will be using some advanced vocabulary. The third thing they can do is to give you questions that are not directly answered in the audio. You have to think about the information, make some connections based on the other information, and then you will come to the answer. So a little bit more processing time will be required for you to solve the listening part four questions. I hope it makes sense to you. Let's see one more question type. This is summary of table completion based on the monologue that we will hear in the part four. So there are some other stuff that I would like to tell you, but this is only the demo. So I'm only going to give you a brief about it because that's all the time allows. So that's about the 40 questions, and this is all we will find in the listening. Great. Now let's move on to the next module, which is reading. In the reading module, you will get 1 hour. You'll have one paper, one question paper, and you have to solve 3 long passages. Each passage will have 800 to 900 words, and they will have 11 to 13 questions. Each question carries 1 mark. There's no negative marking, so attempt all of the questions. The main issue you will face here is time management because you have to read a lot and you only have 1 hour. So this is what we practice in our classes, that how to manage time, how to do tasks more quickly with accuracy. Some of the question types I have noted down here. There are a few more, some derivations of these question types. So multiple choice question can be found there. Fill in the blanks can also be found in your reading. Will always be there in your reading. Two other more very important question types are true, false, not given, and matching headings. So these are the questions that are going to be tricky for you, especially true, false, not given, and matching headings. And all the others are not that difficult. So in our classes, we do focus on each question type one at a time, and we discuss everything in detail. I give you some assignments after the guided practice, after introducing and then guided practice, and then some assignments. And then once you get comfortable with it, then I put you on to practice. So that's how the training goes. Here, let's look at an example for Reading Test Academic. So here, right. So your reading task for computer-based test is going to look like something like this. You have a paragraph that can be scrolled separately, and you have a question here that can be scrolled separately. So if you think that the answer of the first question is here, then you can keep it right here and solve this. And then maybe the third question has the answers in this paragraph, so you can keep it here and solve. It's quite convenient. The difference between this part and this computer-based layout of the test and the pen and paper-based layout is that when you have a booklet in your pen and paper-based test for reading, and the texts are long, so you do have to keep uh, flipping the pages to go back to the question and the passage and the question and the passage, and it kind of wastes some of the time, but it is quite convenient for many people. So both of them are good, but this is the difference. Like you have the questions table here and passages here, but in your pen and paper based, you do have to flip. Now, let's talk about the next module, which is the writing part. So in writing, in academic test, you will have a report writing that you should dedicate about 20 minutes of the entire hour. and you have to write about 150, 200 words for it, and you'll be given infographics. I'll tell you what infographics mean and what kind of infographics can you expect in your IELTS. Apart from that, you also have to write an essay. You will get 40 minutes to write it, and you have to write about 200 to 300 words for this. Give me 1 minute. Let me open the examples of report writing infographics. All right, so here, this is a bar chart. You can also, they can give you this along with the text that you see before, above the given infographic that says, the following chart shows the different modes of transport used to travel to and from work in one of the European cities in the years 1960, 1980, and 2000. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. You do have to do exactly that. And we will be writing 4 paragraphs about this infographic, and they will assess you based on your grammar, vocab, task achievement, and organization of your answer. Okay, this is one of the infographic. They can also give you a mix of these bar charts. So here you see there are 2 bar charts for different gender. One is for men, one is for women, and you have to combinedly talk about these. We also have 2 more parameters, British home students and international students for the different years, 2010 to 2012. So a lot of parameters are here. And your task is to how well can you make these comparative to each other, give more relevant information in lesser words, more effective manner, and structure your answer really good according to the IELTS format that I will tell you how to write, and about the uh, word limit that should be more than 150 to less than 200 words here. You can also get a line graph like you see, the one you see in the screen. They can also give you a process diagram, really interesting one, and you can make 3 to 4 paragraphs about it and discuss all the details in this process. You can also get floor maps, just like the one we got in the listening module that I showed you, the tour of a place. So you can also get these kind of floor maps, and you will have to compare the two. Like in the example here, this one is for Stoke Ford in 1930, and this is Stoke Ford in 2010. You can make comparisons like it looked like this in 1930 and 2010 it started to look like that. Still, it's not the present. We are in 2025, so everything will be written in past tense. It's also important. They can also give you a pie chart along with a bar chart, or they can give you only a pie chart, or maybe 2 pie chart. They can do it based on whatever they think is right for that exam. You can also get a table which has information, some columns, some rows, and you have to interpret that into words, and they will assess you based on your answer. That's all the information, infographic that you can get for your task 1. Now let's talk about task 2. They'll give you some questions to write the essay about, like the one on the screen. You should spend 40 minutes on this task. Is fast food to blame for obesity? Or is gaining too much weight the responsibility of the individual? What factors contribute to obesity? Why do you think that children are becoming more obese? And give reasons for your answers, include any relevant experience or knowledge, and write at least 250 words. You shouldn't write more than 300, but you can write somewhere between 200 to 300 words for this part. Great. And this is about the writing part. One thing that I would like to mention here is if you are going for general training, that instead of report writing, infographic, you will have to write a letter, easier than the one that you just saw. About the essays, they can give you 1 out of these 5 type of essays. Opinion-based essay, where they'll ask you for your opinion, you will have to make your answers based on that. Agree or disagree with this statement. They can also ask you to write an advantage disadvantage type of essay. They can also ask to write a problem solution based essay. A two-part direct question essay is the one where you get multiple questions in the essay statement, and you can just answer one question in different paragraph, and that's that. Your essay is ready. It's the easiest question type in IELTS. And they can also give you discussion type of essay, like or argument type of essay, like discuss both views. Some people say that, others say that. Discuss. So you have to discuss both of the views without being biased based on the information that you can neutrally add in your uh, essay to back up both the arguments in the correct manner. Coming on to the speaking part. This is only a 10 to 15 minutes long part where it starts with general questions about yourself. The first part has warm-up questions like and some easy questions that you can very easily answer in 2 to 3 sentences. You can even answer yes or no for these questions. Like, is it important to have holidays? Yes, it is important. But that doesn't give the examiner much content to assess you from. So make sure you speak at least 2 to 3 sentences here. Like, yes, it is important to have holidays because it gives us some time to relax and refresh our mind. It also increases productivity. So something like that. The answer with an explanation. They will ask you about 3 to 5 questions like these. They can ask you about your hometown, your holidays, your festivals, your country, anything at all, anything that is sufficient to make a small talk. After 5 minutes, they will take you to the cue card round where they will give you some question and you will have 1 minute to prepare for it. You will have a pen and paper and this question in front of you. You'll be making your answers, preparing your answers, because after 1 minute, you will be speaking for 2 minutes based on this question. So make sure you make good notes when you have the preparation time. And as soon as your preparation time is up, you will have to start responding about the cue card. And you will again be assessed based on your fluency, pronunciation, vocab, and grammar. So you only have to focus more on that. The content doesn't matter in speaking IELTS. Only thing matters is how well can you articulate your answers, your sentences. After you're done with the cue card, after 2 minutes, you will be up for the follow-up round. Here, they will ask you 3 to 5 follow-up questions based on the topic of the cue card. So here, what kind of people do you think give the best advice? Since the topic of the cue card is advices, they will ask you some questions about the advices. So some general questions about it. So here your answer should be a little bit lengthier than the part one questions because now you just have spent about 3 to 5 minutes talking about the Q card topic. You can make lengthier answers here. Whenever you answer for the part three question, make sure that you do remember what was the topic. Be on that topic, and that will get you the maximum scores. Here are the band descriptors for speaking, pronunciation, vocabulary, fluency, and grammar. And the band descriptors for writing are task achievement, cohesion and coherence, lexical resources, grammar and accuracy. And everything we will discuss in detail in our classes. So that is this. This is the end of the orientation class. Next, you can do an assessment test. You can request if you want one from me. I'll definitely share that with you. And you can reach out to our team and enroll for the batch. That's all from my side. My name is Indu. I'm an IELTS trainer. I'll see you next time.